Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today's Amazing or Appalling is going to be a little bit more gourmet than we've done lately. It is this chocolate called Vivra chocolate that I purchased at Whole Foods, and it is the English Garden flavor. So I'm going to read you a little bit of the description so you can see what it is that made me purchase this item and sort of what my expectations are flavor-wise. So it is described as a surprisingly refreshing stroll in a garden of chocolate delight. We'll see about that. It's a 65% dark chocolate, which is a good one for me. I tend to favor chocolates that aren't overly bitter. I like them kind of at the lower end of dark chocolate. There's French candied violets, which I thought was really interesting. Meyer lemon, which I'm a huge citrus person, so you know I like that. Basil and thyme. Now, I was really intrigued by this because I find that when things like this are done well, they're really special, really unique, and something that you want to share with everybody. But what really surprised me about this is the fact that there is both French candied violets and Meyer lemon, and that there's also basil and thyme. And to me, that feels like a lot of things that they're trying to do, and I just can't see how all four of those could really shine in any sort of way. So I'm sort of expecting that the four will come together and create something really beautiful and hopefully unusual, because that's kind of what I like about it. But in any case, I want it to be delicious. Also, I do have one bias against high-end chocolate. I like good quality chocolate, but I'm finding that whenever I do these taste tests, especially for Amazing or Appalling, like the price tag is high-end chocolate, but the consistency of the chocolate isn't usually what I want it to be. My gold standard is Perugina chocolate. It's not as expensive as this, but it is definitely a well-made, better quality chocolate. And it's really creamy, and it's rich, and it's flavorful, and it's everything that I want it to be. So it is my gold standard for all chocolates, whether it be dark chocolate or regular milk chocolate. I just want it to be as good as that or better. I've yet to find one that's better, but it's got to be at least in the ballpark of the Perugina for it to be amazing. So I'm just letting you know my bias now. So I'm going to go ahead and grab it and do my smell test. This is interesting. It actually comes in like a plasticky sort of thing. Usually they come like wrapped in a foil, so I don't know if that's supposed to like protect the flavors or what have you. I'm going to break off a piece and we're going to do the smell test, which is how I always start. Okay, so I smell dark chocolate, and I feel like because I know it has a citrus in it, I can tell you that there's some sort of like citrus zest, or, I mean, I don't think it's got pith in it, but it's got that kind of smell. Definitely not a Meyer lemon smell. It's more of a lemon or just some sort of generic citrus smell, but not Meyer lemon. I don't feel like I smell any sort of basil, because basil you know right away. I don't feel like I smell any thyme, but maybe that's part of the lemon thing that I'm smelling, because they do, to me, I don't know, I think it kind of falls into that category. So I'll give it points for that. But really, more than anything, it smells like a very subtle version of like an Andes mint candy. So if anything, I feel like I'm smelling chocolate and a little bit of mint, or maybe chocolate and like the littlest bit of mint and citrus. I don't know, but I'm definitely not smelling the English Garden that I thought. I really thought the candied violets and all of the herbs were just going to really jump out at me. So anyway, let's go ahead and try it. All right. I can, I will humor the fact that it has a bit of a citrus note. There's definitely a citrus note. I wouldn't call it Meyer lemon, but I will say there's some sort of citrus note. I do not taste any basil at all. I still don't feel like the thyme is really there, but I'll give a pass on the thyme. But the French candied violets is what I was looking the most forward to, and I don't have any sort of hint of that at all. And there's a lot of violet candies out there that I actually do like. It's kind of a funny thing. I kind of loathe floral tasting things, and yet occasionally I will find a floral tasting something or other that is just so unusual and so well done that it'll be one of my favorite things I've ever eaten or drank. And so even though it's it's a love-hate thing. It's basically a love-hate thing, and so it's what attracted me to this candy bar. It's also what I feared disliking in this candy bar, and I can't dislike the candy bar for having a bad flavored violet because I don't taste the violet at all. The candied violet isn't there for me at all. I will also say that chocolate didn't do anything for me either. It's not that it's a bad chocolate. It's definitely a darker chocolate, but it didn't have that smoothness and that creaminess that I wanted. But again, that's a very particular thing for me. Overall, I think if you are intrigued by this English Garden chocolate, then go ahead and try it. I mean, chocolate's chocolate, so if you enjoy that, then you'll probably enjoy this. Personally, it didn't do anything for me. It definitely didn't hit any of the notes that I thought it was going to hit in terms of all the flavors that it was said to have. It didn't come together to create this really magical, unusual or different thing. It was just another chocolate bar that I've had and that I've spent too much money on. So I will say that this English Garden chocolate, I'm going to take a pass on it. It's definitely not appalling, but it's definitely not amazing either. I would just say that it's fair, it's decent, and it's something that if you're interested in trying it, go ahead and try it. Personally, if I were you, I would go ahead and check out another Vivra chocolate because they had a lot of really interesting flavors, and I'm thinking that some of those might pan out better than this one. So this Amazing or Appalling was neither. It was just a chocolate. It was just another chocolate that had an interesting enough flavor but didn't really mimic the English Garden that I was hoping to mimic. So thank you for joining me yet again for another Amazing or Appalling. There are a lot more Amazing or Appalling videos, so you can click on the playlist videos that are below this video that I have posted for you if you want to check any of those out. I have an interesting salted tomato candy that was kind of my favorite one that I've done recently, so if you want to check that out, click on the link above my head. There's a little gray or white bar up there that is for that video, and thank you for joining me. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I look forward to spending more time with you again in the future. Take care.